ones, and it's great if let's say Josh, I have some pictures of like different like foreign locations and stuff, whatever. I'm going to mix these up. Just say stop. Stop. Okay. And I can do this before the show. I could go, okay, look at that. And that's just a slip force, okay? Slip force, Eiffel Tower, okay? So you can use like photographs, use force, pre-show, whatever. Use same card technique to do this is one of the things I'll do, and then I'll be like in the middle of the stage. So he's thinking the Eiffel Tower, and I have him stand there, go ahead. And then I can go slip these on when nobody sees. I could do like really theatrical lighting, and then you do this, like, okay, concentrate, close your eyes. I'm going to read your mind. And you can do like a lot of really awkward stuff. Wrong, okay? I wasn't going to do that to you, okay? I can be like, wrong, think again, okay? It's funny, it's violent, he's not really hurt, he probably pays somebody to do this to him anyways, okay? And you can do this sort of this really awkward, I'm pulling. You're thinking of something. Is it tall? Is it tall? Yes. Okay. Is it hard? Okay. And then I can find like, oh, it's made of metal. Oh, Statue of Liberty.
I got it.
Wrong. Eiffel Tower. Okay. So anyhow, that's what these are good for. All right, sit down already. Okay. These are good. You can do these on both hands. Okay. And I mean, like it's like cool kind of. It's like Edward Scissorhand, Freddy Krueger if you have them on both hands, and you just do this kind of like this. Put on some glasses and stuff. And again, this is just pipe insulation. I love big physical props. Hello there. How are you? Okay. You were thinking of the number 1. Okay. So, any questions? How'd the card get in the shoe?
That's a good one, yeah.
How'd the card get in the shoe? It didn't. It was a lie. So one of the things I realized about when you do card trick and card selections is the first thing, you have somebody pick a card and you're going to try to guess the card they picked, okay? And if you can prove you guessed the card they picked, then you've proven that. Either you do it as a prediction, you reveal beforehand you knew what it would be, or whatever. What I did was, Darren Brown talked about this, and he's got a great version of this, and I use a very dumb version of this. I don't know where the card went to. All I did was this, is I forced a card on her. We'll use this Jack of Spades here. Beforehand, I take a card, I put an X, and I do a very sloppy signature on it. And I take that card, and I put it in my shoe. I force a Jack of Spades on that person. We'll use a Queen of Clubs here. I force the Jack of Spades, let's say, and I say, okay, here's what I want you to do is go ahead and sign your name, and I put a big X there. So the big X is the first thing people see. That's what I do, and then they sign their name, and it's hard with this thing. And this was Darren Brown had talked about this, but using duplicate signatures in that way, there's a way to do it a better way if you want to study his method on this, but mine is just a very dirt dumb smeared thing because I'm counting on something, which I'll show you in a second. So they've signed the card. They're not paying attention to it. They're nervous. They're up on stage. Nobody has any chance to scrutinize it. I never showed you guys her signature. So people who are watching, like on video or whatever, you played it back, you wouldn't see it. I never showed you her signature. I just take that and I put that into the deck. I show you the Queen of Clubs going in. Okay? I shuffle it. I let her shuffle it. And I forget about it. It doesn't matter. All I had to do was force the Queen of Clubs, or the Jack of Spades in this case, on her. I force that card, shuffle them, they go into there, that's done. It's forgotten about. I can do whatever I want. I can go do monkey paws, I can do mind spider, and then we come back to what about my card? And then I go, oh, watch this. I make a big production out of it. Okay? And I pull out my shoe, and I show, there's the card in the shoe. It says, is there a card in the shoe? What was your card? Jack of Spades, we'll say. I go, Jack of Spades, and because it's sweaty in your shoe, it gets smeared. Okay? Okay? Unless I'm dealing with the chick from CSI, okay, they're like, oh yeah, so I show it real quick, and then I show it to the audience. I get the applause. I don't get any less applause. People assume it's the card. Magicians might assume, if you don't know me, that I have really good technique, and slipped it in there. But all I did was I used a force and a smeary signature because it's in my shoe and my foot is sweaty. That's how I work. Okay? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions?
General ones.
Yes. Let's question time now.
Sure.
All right.
For your linking card trick, do you at the end tear off the tiny piece as a cleanup?
No, I do not. And I get asked about that. And you can tear, if you trim this enough, if you make a nice little border at the very end of it, you can tear that off, and so it's not there. And it'll leave nothing for them to see or inspect. You can do that. I don't do it because I don't really worry about it. But as long as it doesn't look like too much of a chunk is missing, that's fine. And so you can tear that off. I don't normally do it, but yes, you can do that. I give you permission. Just remember, if a lot of times when people first start doing it, they leave it too much there and it looks too suspicious, but there I think that's fine. So you can do that. I allow you to. Yes, sir.
You mentioned earlier you had a story about doing something for a little kid in Ohio. Do you want to tell that story? Thanks, Colin.
Just be careful when you do the gorilla trick about making sure you know how old the kid is. That's all. Sometimes kids are tall for their age. And they get traumatized. That's all. Just because a kid can do better card moves than you doesn't mean the kid is, as old as you think the kid is when you scare him with the gorilla hand. That's it. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's what happens when you come up to me and tell me how big of a Joshua J fan you are. You get traumatized.
We have that kid here tonight.
Yes. I was that boy. Yes, sir.
In your newspaper tear, how do you choose the pages to rip? Is it just the middle page?
It's the middle 2 pages. So you turn it all the way to the inside, the intersection. So the intersection there, so you just turn it on that there inside out. And so it's the middle 2 pages that get ripped over and over again.
Always, regardless of what's on it, if it's something particularly...
Yeah, nobody will pay attention to it. And if you have a really thick one, you can pull it out and you can what I'll do, if I want to distract people, if I'm really worried that I'm going to have Rain Man start counting pages, I'll use one of the adult ones and I'll be like, oh, look, there's the classifieds. Well, let me tell you, you look really